Uh, you know, Dave Chappelle, one of the one of the funniest guys as far as his skits and his comedy that I've ever seen. I mean, that's great company to be in. James Belushi was phenomenally funny. George Carlin. There's so many great comedians. Dice Clay. I mean, Carrot Top. I mean, there's just so many great comedians out there. Yet, the ones that we hold near and dear are like the George Carlins, the Dave Chappelle. I just seen a video of him, and he was talking about this. When a hero stumbles, cowards rejoice. And I paused for effect because, oh man, is that so true in this society? But you got to take it to a deeper meaning. Because if you look at it, and in most cases, I think that more refers to everyday life. Most fathers are the hero to their children, whether it be a daughter or a son. Moms are the unsung heroes of the family unit because more often than not, they do the most work for the least amount of reward. In most cases, they're the glue that holds the family together. They're the authoritarian, they're the discipline, because dads feel guilty because they're gone so much working, or so they overcompensate and let kids get away with more, to where, I mean, I don't have to dig too deep into it. You can look into your own family dynamics. It's forever changing, and we're adapting and all of those things. Now, I'm not sure where Chappelle got that comment, but it's just been banging around in my head. And it's just so true. Think about the statement. When a hero stumbles, the cowards rejoice. Now personalize that into your life. Now think about when you're at work and you make a mistake, and one of your coworkers runs to tell the supervisor or the boss or the owner or wherever you work at. That's a statement right there. That's a coward rejoicing that you stumbled. And I'll bet that same individual that ran to the supervisor or whoever to inform them of your mistake is one of your haters, and you don't realize it, but you sit, eat lunch with him, you sit at break with him, or her, whoever it is. And that's kind of what I'm saying is, there's another one. I'd rather eat crumbs with bums than steaks with snakes. Think about that. Truly think about that. You may not be eating steaks, but you're sharing time and sharing meals with a lot of snakes in your life. And I know we as humans have that ignorant ass part of us that wants to be liked, wants to be popular. And it's one of the hardest things to navigate, that need to be liked, that need to be popular. Some people, it's so dominant in them, you can see it. And it's like, you just look back and you're like, damn, I wish they could see that. Well, I got bad news for you. It's in all of us, everyone. And it's part of the human condition, in my opinion. And let me do full disclaimer before I get too far off into it. These are all my opinions. Whether you agree with them or not, I really don't care. It's just my opinion. You don't like what I'm saying, tune out, scroll up, whatever you got to do. I don't really care. I don't make any money off of this. It's irrelevant. It's just kind of a way of getting one small point of view out there. Whether you like it or not, I don't care. It's hard being in this society because everybody wants to fit in, and there's so many outside influences that want to condemn you or change you or manipulate or any and all of those. And it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what God you follow. You know, I happen to know a Muslim individual, and he's a pretty good guy. And the little bit that I know about Muslim came from him. You know, his version is that, you know, being Muslim is as close to God as you can get. And I've known him for a while. He's true to his beliefs. He doesn't eat pork. He doesn't drink. He prays a lot. But at the same time, he denounces a lot of the shit that goes on over in the Middle East. He says there's a lot of people out there that use part of Islam to radicalize people, and they don't see that they're being controlled and all of that. And I am no expert in religion by any means. I would lose a battle if we were to have a battle quoting the Quran or the Bible. I'm just not an expert. And it's, since he's been over here, I believe he's been over here like 25 years. Last time I spoke with him, because we speak 4 or 5 times a year, we usually have a couple hour conversation. I moved a little further away from him, so we used to talk, you know, a couple times a week. We'd sit down, have some coffee, or we'd eat a meal or whatever. And it's kind of weird that he has slowly, just spoke with him a couple weeks ago, he is slowly exploring the Holy Bible. And when I asked him why, and he told me a little story about some silly things that were going on in the mosque that he was a part of. And his description was it wasn't individuals trying to, you know, jihad the mosque or anything like that. They were just going in a direction that he didn't feel was correct. So he started distancing himself from it. And he sits there and tells me that after about a month, they started questioning him about that. And they didn't like his answers. And I can't remember what he calls the person in charge of the mosque, but calls him in for a meeting. They sit down and have a discussion. And he said it didn't bear any fruit. And it actually made him want to be further away from them. And he didn't give me a bunch of details because that's just kind of the way our relationship is. We brush over the fine points of serious topics like that. And I guess that's both of our attempts to try to keep things civil. So anyway, here you have, when I first met him, a devout Muslim, and now he's exploring the Holy Bible and Jesus Christ. And his statement to me just before we said our goodbyes and hoped his family was good, hoped my family was good, and look forward to talking again, was, I kind of understand the Bible more than I understand the Quran. And religious war has been going on for I don't even know how long. Probably the beginning of time. I'm one of them people that is a skeptic, not 100% sure if the Bible is real. I believe that it is. That's my personal belief. I have a problem with mass religion. It's a personal problem. And it's because of the life that I've walked. I've seen a lot of, we'll call them fake religion people. They use it to manipulate and all that stuff. So I've always thought that religion is a personal thing, and I don't think, just again, full disclosure, full disclaimer, whatever you want to call it, it's my personal opinion. I personally think that no God would require me to donate this much of my money to a brick and mortar place that has a cross, and if I don't, I'll go to hell. I would like to think that the God would be fine if I sat in the corner of my house or out in my yard or in the basement or in the garage and just took 10 minutes to say, thank you for giving me breath this morning. Thank you for the opportunities that are going to be before me today. I hope you've given me the vision to see them and the courage to take advantage of them. I've just always believed that. I've never believed that I need to go here and listen to someone else's perception of the Bible. And it's just, I still think if we got back to a higher moral compass than where we're at, some things would unfold. There are things that I think are natural, and I think there's some things that are unnatural. And I just have a hard time thinking the unnatural shit is the right way to do things. There's stuff that goes on in this world that we can't control. Tornadoes. Can you really control a tornado? Can you run from it? No, you can't control it. It's going to do what it wants to do. I mean, hell, we can't even control shit that goes on in our own flipping bodies. Sometimes you can't control your thoughts. They run rapid. They go against you. They doubt you. Sometimes your worst enemy is your mind, that little voice inside of you that everybody has. Some people call it a conscience. Some people call it a third eye. I mean, it is what it is. But sometimes your own voice betrays you. So that being said, if your own inner voice can betray you, why do you think another human wouldn't betray you? People just aren't using common sense anymore. They want to use anything but common sense in some cases. And hey, you know, that's one of the things of freedom is you don't have to watch the car crash or the train wreck. But for some reason, we all seem to find it entertaining. And we watch it. For what reason? It proves my point. Humans are flawed. Most humans only want to see themselves succeed and are jealous and envious of others' success. So sometimes you just got to step back, look at what's going on, see what your role is in it, even if you don't have a role, even if your role is observing. Look at it. Think about it. Use a little bit of common sense, common decency, common courtesy. You notice how I put common in front of all of those? Because we used to have that. It used to be okay to open a door for somebody, whether it's a male or female. You know, now people take offense to that. Are you serious? Someone opened the door for you, you're taking offense to it? That is seriously screwed in the head when you take offense to a kind gesture. That's all it is a gesture. It's kind of like waving when you drive by someone. It's just, hello, how you doing? Is that where we've gotten? Is that how far we have fallen? I hope not. I'd like to believe we can come back and be a little bit better than what we are now. Have a great day.